Hey, Uncle Fred, how's it going?
Okay, there.
Alright, so I want to
How are
ask
you,
you,
Peter?
I'm doing great, doing
Good.
spectacular. I want to ask you a couple questions about the upcoming 2008 Ohio State football season.
Yes, go Bucks.
You being a Columbus native, you know all the happenings going on around down here, and hopefully you can give me some tickets to upcoming games this year. Alright, so first of all, what's your criticism, or obviously there's lots of criticism of OSU losing the last two national title games. What's your viewpoint on that?
Well, first of all, last year they weren't even expected to be there in the beginning. The fact that they made it there is just fantastic. Everyone was talking about this year being the one where they should be national champions. And I sort of agree, if they can get past USC, they should have a clear sailing. Nobody in the Big Ten should be able to beat them. Of course, we all know when they've been given Saturday, if they don't play their best, why somebody like Illinois could come up and knock them off.
And who do you think will be the most outstanding player this year for the Ohio State football team?
Probably Leonidas. I mean, he's an outstanding player. He's definitely a first-round draft choice.
Absolutely.
Draft. I think on defense it'll be himself. There's a lot of unknowns too this year. Terrell Pryor, if he can get on the field and be another Smith, where he can take over and really run the team, he could come out and be the thing. And then of course Beanie Wells, if he his Heisman Trophy, he wins the Heisman Trophy. There's a lot of people that could come up and really play well this year.
Speaking about Terrell Pryor, what kind of role do you think he'll play in the offense this year?
I'm sure they're going to give him some playing time. It might be a quarterback. It might be at one of the receiver positions, something like that.
Do you think they have a special?
He's an athlete.
Do you think they have a special package for him, or a certain situation they'll bring him in?
Absolutely.
Okay. And what do you think the bowl projections would be for this year? Do you think Ohio State has a legitimate chance at the national championship with all the talent that they have?
I feel strongly that they have a definite chance of going and repeating. I think, though nationally, the national media and the voters might frown on voting them for a third time if they don't go completely, undefeated. But it's possible, depending on what the other teams like Georgia and USC do. One loss. Teams got into it last year with one loss. It's possible they could get back, and I don't see Ohio State losing more than one game.
With all the depth at running back, we could be compared to USC with the kind of depth we have at tailback. With obviously Chris Wells, a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate. Brandon Sane and Daniel Herron, they're implementing the new pony formation. That's gonna be exciting. How much time do you think Sane will get, and do you think Herron will receive any playing time?
I think Trussell will play to the strengths that he has, and he'll try and get them enough playing time as he can possibly get.
All right, and do you think that Beanie Wells will win the Heisman Trophy?
It's too early in the season to tell. That's one
Definitely.
of those things that happens as it goes along. Players drop out and they have a poor game or things, and other players put themselves in a better position to win.
You can't account for injuries as well.
That's right. You can't tell about injuries, so it's too early really to make.
He certainly had his struggles with injury. His wrist last year and his ankle as well throughout the season just nagged him, but he continued to rush hard and ran for 222 against Michigan, and I believe 162
I should be interviewing Peter here.
against LSU in the title game. It was a phenomenal back, and that was just 70%. If he goes 100%, we might see him breaking Eddie George's all-time Ohio State rushing records at 1,927 yards. But last of all, what do you think the projection for the record is going to be? What is your predictions for this 2008 upcoming football season?
My prediction is they go all the way and Beanie Wells wins the Heisman, breaking Eddie George's all-time record.
That would be phenomenal.
Wouldn't it?
I mean, just to get everybody off Ohio State's backs and the Big Ten's back and finally be crowned champion, that would be amazing. That would be the going off into the sunset type deal. That would just be the dream season. That would be phenomenal. It would probably piss the rest of the nation off to see Ohio State back in the title game, but that's what we're hoping for. So.
Well, if there's a bunch of teams with one loss, I don't think the voters will give us another chance.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing, that, because we didn't capitalize on our opportunity
Definitely.
last year. Hey, we weren't supposed to be there in the beginning.
Exactly.
We had a wonderful season.
So it's going to be a great season. I can't wait.
Talk would say wonderful.
No, wonderful.
62 days until the season. I cannot wait. It's going to be great. Ace Juice Buckeye. I'll see you guys later. I'm out.